Hopefully this writing is not too small, but Kevin will be sharing this with everyone, the slide and the recording after the session. And this is a very, very entry-level path into dominating AI search. This is the foundation. If you guys enjoy this one, I will definitely do another one, getting a little bit more technical and deeper. Some of you may be very technical, and if you are, bear with me. And if this is your first time or you're just getting into ChatGPT and AI and things like that, you're going to learn a lot of stuff. So what I want to cover first is the antitrust policy. The Miami Association of Realtors adheres to a strict policy of compliance with both federal and state antitrust laws. As such, any discussions or activities with potential antitrust implications, including but not limited to the commission, price fixing, market allocation, customer allocation, bid rigging, or boycotts, are strictly prohibited. Miami Realtors strongly endorses a competitive marketplace, ensuring that the competitors have the freedom to engage in business without artificial restrictions or completion. Restrictions on competition. My apologies. All right. So dominating AI search for realtors. This is a practical guide of helping you get found by ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude. These systems work with finding out who you are and making sure that you're honest and real. And the more authentic you are with everything you produce online is going to really help you. After a couple of slides, Kevin will take some questions. So today's outcomes, you're going to be able to leave with a simple checklist and ready to use prompts that'll help you get going with content and brainstorming and a number of different things that you're going to come up with that I'm just sharing the tip of the iceberg here. And I'm also going to help you understand the difference with the AI search and how classic search works. Everyone's used Google, everyone's searched for something there, and AI search is a little different. So bear with me. And then I'm going to give you some things to do this week to help you boost your visibility. So after this meeting, you'll get this checklist and you'll have these exercises. I want you to experiment. I want you to test it and get to know the tools. AI is not a scary thing, so I'm glad you're here. I don't think anyone's scared if you're here. AI is your best friend, your assistant, but in this industry, you know that the human touch is very important, and I'm always going to support that and make sure that anything you do with AI always comes back to you. So let's explore a bit. What is AI search? AI search is its own entity. It's not like Google. It's not like Bing. It harvests ideas, answers, feedback, everything it can learn. And companies like ChatGPT, Claude, Google's Gemini, they teach these AI engines on anything they can find on the web, any type of human behavior, anything. So what we want to teach these engines to do is learn about us. We want them to understand questions that we answer because we're experts. And we want to make sure that we establish trust online, whether it's social media, Google My Business, Facebook, and within the search. So getting to know the AI searches is a great opportunity for you to introduce yourself. Let the AI know that you are a serious professional. You can tell it something about you. And this isn't a guarantee that it picks up anything that you are doing, but the more you do everywhere else on the web, including YouTube, TikTok, anything you publish online, your website is going to help you in getting picked up and getting recognized. So I want to explore how these search engines also look for any awards you've won, any places you've been. They look at your school and your background. They pick these things up. So the first part of this exercise is why this matters. Your reputation matters. Cleaning up your profiles online, creating new profiles online with Google My Business, with Facebook, having a website. These are all things that give you credibility. And before people call you, if they don't know you, they're going to look you up online. They're going to see if you have a website. They're going to see if you have a LinkedIn. They're going to look for you on YouTube, wherever you may come up. maybe Instagram. Instagram is a very big one for this industry. Once people search for you in an AI engine, the AI engine is going to look for your name in any local directory you can find, any social media. It's going to look for your website, and it's going to maybe and potentially, possibly give an answer of something you've said or done on any number of things with your website, social media, and so forth. This builds visibility, trust, and it helps you initiate more conversations, close more conversations, because this is a people business. So AI is here to help you get more people. So you might be thinking, I get a lot of business from referrals and local outreach. I've built a reputation. Some folks may be new here. What does the online search visibility really matter to me as a realtor? So the answer is it matters a lot. Nearly all home buyers use the internet to search for a home before they even speak to you, whether it's any number of the public MLS. We're not going to mention any names, but they look you up once they meet you. They want to find out about you if you're a real person or a scammer. And you definitely want to be found in Google. And the basis of being found in AI is by establishing the reputations. If you have a Realtor.com account, a Zillow account, a Google My Business, you want to make sure that your information is accurate, up to date, and you want to share what your specialties are. Maybe you've been in the industry for 5 years, 10 years. You want to showcase that. You do want to write a nice profile about yourself. If you're an expert in a specific city, you're the best realtor in your town or city, you want to write that somewhere. You want to write that somewhere where it can be seen and found. And the reason why Google My Business, Facebook business page, social media gives you instant credibility is because it establishes your credibility off the back of something else. So if you have a Realtor.com profile or a Zillow profile, chances are these systems have probably vetted you a little bit, or you've provided enough information to qualify as an expert or a professional there. So do keep that in mind. You do want to update any bad information you have online, update phone numbers, anything like that. Miami itself is going through a process of updating our information all over. Any offices that have changed and addressed, anything that's old, any old phone numbers anywhere, we've been fixing that across the web, and it's boosted us quite a bit. It's helped us show up in Perplexity, in ChatGPT, where we're getting cited for our information. And if you don't know, MiamiRealtors.com is the best place for first-party stats. You are going to be able to use these with ChatGPT and stuff like that, which I'm going to show you very soon. So I want you to understand key terms and concepts. If you've heard about search engine optimization, this is the old way, what we're calling the old way now, of being found online. You've went to Google and you've went to different places and you've searched for dog food. You've searched for how do I build a shed? Where do I find a form? You've done this. These old engines are built on search intent. What are you searching for? Whereas AI search engines are built on answering your question. Google has a criteria called experience, expertise, authority, and trust. This still serves true for AI engines. They want to see that you're experienced, you have an expertise, you have authority, and building trust in any number of places like likes, follows. Google reviews are very big. Yelp reviews, if you have an established office, you may want to get it on there as well. And natural questions are what's going to really get you found. And what I mean by this is you want to create content on your website, on your social media, of you answering questions. And maybe they're generic, maybe you've answered them a lot, but if you have a brand new client who's never bought a home, they're going to have a ton of questions. You can answer those for them. And you may not want to be on video, you may not like social media, you may not have the time, but I'm going to give you some pointers and stuff that'll have AI helping you build things very quickly, and you can distribute wherever you'd like. Are there any questions, Kevin, that you want to pull up as yet?
Sean, I don't see any questions in the chat. I'd recommend keep going.
All right. So,
And Sean, if you're okay with it, if anybody has a question, you just want them to raise their hand or wait till the end.
they can throw it in the chat. They can raise their hand if you're able to flag them.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
So SEO, search engine optimization, is what people have done with their websites. Most of you have probably done it yourself or hired someone or tried it on your own. Um, GEO is generative engine optimization. I'm not sure if it's a complete industry standard as yet, but it's growing. And what that means is exactly what we're doing here, getting found in the search. The best way to get found in a search is by building off of classic SEO, keywords and titles. If you have a web page, you do want to update your website. You do want to create more content of you answering questions, like a frequently asked questions page. And there are a number of topics that your clients ask you. You guys have been doing this for a long time. If you just made a couple of bullet points of questions, you'd start generating things very quickly. So the Q&A format is something that's winning right now in AI searches. They want to see that you're answering real questions, you're the expert. You're not just saying that you're the best in town. You're saying that I've lived in town for 20 years, but I've been doing this for 10 and I know all the neighborhoods, I know the schools, I know everything. So you're demonstrating your experience, you're demonstrating your insights, you're sharing examples, and this is what is going to get you found. A big part of everything we're doing is building your personal or professional brand. And you want to make sure that it's easy to read, you're factual, you're not giving out false information and tips that will bite you at some point. And how-to guides are very big right now. Um, the AI engines do quote from websites, from social media, and stuff like that. And if you have a how-to guide for finding a home in a specific region or navigating, helping a client find a new development, a new build, or maybe a renovation. These are all topics you should showcase your expertise on. And AI systems understand language more deep than the traditional Google search. The example I like to give with Google search was who gets the dog in the divorce? If you type that into Google right now, it's going to give you an article about a lawyer that helped someone figure out who gets the dog in the divorce. In AI search, it's going to read 10, 20, 30, 50, 60 websites, and it's going to summarize that information and give it to you, and it's going to cite it. What you want to be is being cited for something. And a citation is just them, the AI search, sharing a link to your website because you established authority, you demonstrated your experience, and also you were talking about local insights and giving examples of something that you're the expert in. Um, So you may see written summaries now when you go to Google. Google gives a summary of your request. So if you're searching for dog food, or you're searching for, um, a new car, you're searching for anything, Google is going to give you a summary. And that is AI. That is AI looking at a bunch of websites that have authority. It's looking at content that people have created and established trust and demonstrated the experience. And it's summarizing that. It's giving that back to you. So to be found there, you've got to go through the checklist that I've been mentioning, and we'll get to the checklist toward the end. But it starts with Googling yourself, look yourself up, ask ChatGPT if it knows who you are. And if it doesn't, give it an example of who you are. I've been doing this for X amount of years. I'm local in the community. I'm with the big broker, small broker, whatever it is. Share the information and see what it says. When you go to Google and you search for yourself, this is a great way to find out if there's other people that have the same name, and that's fine. My name is, I thought was unique, but it's not. If you search for me, there's a bunch of different folks that I've never met that have the same name. And in real estate, this is a people industry. You do want to make sure that your name is out there and it's not attached to anything crazy. And with the web, if you just go and search, you'll be able to find yourself, update your information anywhere it is. And it's not as difficult as it sounds, but it does take some time. Um, the summaries that come up are getting more detailed. So, for example, if you went to Google and you asked, how's the real estate market in, let's say, Orlando? Um, it's going to summarize everything you find and give it back to you. Now, I do want you to understand that AI engines make things up sometimes, they hallucinate. And when we've all probably heard the phrase, can't believe everything you see on TV. It's no different. You can't believe everything you read on the internet. You can't believe everything you read in an AI engine. They are getting better and better, but what I start by doing, and we'll get to the prompts, I'm going to give you some prompt examples very soon, is you ask it to be completely truthful with you. You say, I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to have you write some content. I'm going to have you do something for me. Please be truthful. If you don't know, say that you don't know. Don't make anything up. That actually seems to help quite a bit. And that's one of the guardrails that you can use when you're creating and searching and doing. So back to basics, local SEO essentials. It's low lift and high impact. If you don't have a Google business page or a Facebook Meta business page for your company, for yourself, please do so. They're free. You can upload photos. You can write a description of who you are, your business, what you specialize in. If you specialize in renovations or foreclosures, whatever it is, you can make sure that you write a proper profile.
Okay.
And you can also ask
Sí.
ChatGPT and so forth to help you with that. Now, the same engines that, Google and these people give you AI for free. A lot of these systems, you have a free trial. You get to use it with little, small limitations. Um, you do want to be authentic. You do want to showcase yourself. Copying and pasting, word for word, is never going to be great. AI engines will punish you in the future. They're not doing it now, and a lot of people are just copying and pasting. But as a professional who has a good reputation in the community, I always urge you to keep your information up to date, and anything you get from a AI search, you want to vet for accuracy. So, content that AI loves. AI loves frequently asked questions. If you have a page on your website with frequently asked questions, think about doing some more for first-time home buyer, for how do I qualify for a mortgage? There's so many questions that you've probably answered time and time again. Make sure that your website, your social media reflects these things. This is going to be attached to your name. So if my name is Kevin, and I specialize in one particular, one specific type of area, I want to make sure that's known. I want to make sure my website's updated. I want to make sure that my Instagram, anything that I'm doing, my LinkedIn, um, is updated. And once you're updated, and not everyone loves social media, but interacting with people, spending 5 minutes a day, just commenting on something, and not just saying I like it, I love it, but adding some actual value of someone is talking about rates and you make a comment on the rate, or you agree, you disagree. These are all great ways to get found. It showcases your expertise. Not only are you creating content, but you're commenting on others' contents. You're having a conversation. And ChatGPT, chat is literally in the name, conversation, chat. You do want to share original photos, any videos, um, and what this means for you. The honest answers that you give any social media or your website is what's going to keep you unique in a market with others. Um, you want quality over quantity, and repetitive content is going to be there, but what makes you unique is whatever your authenticity you apply to that content that you write and questions you answer and so forth. So if you're used to SEO and you've had a background, that's fantastic. I'm not going to get too much in the weeds of search engine optimization for websites. Uh, we may do a technical deep dive on another call, another presentation coming up um, for a more technical crowd, but for the crowd of, let's say, beginners or newbies to AI and search and old search, um, the best way to be visible is by creating. So be the source AI sites. If there are any other places that you can publish, like your LinkedIn, and share quick snippets, paragraphs, notes, thoughts, these are great. You'll generate conversations with your colleagues. Conversations lead to exposure. Exposure leads to, potential clients. If you are a little bit more savvy and you have any Not everyone's a writer, not everyone's a speaker, but if you are a writer or you have additional abilities, I definitely encourage you to connect with your local cities, local newspapers, anything like that. See if you can get a guest host of writing a free article, talking about your business, talking about what you've done for the community, what you've done for the people, the state of the market, anything like that. Those are really big for getting on someone else's established platform. Um, and always go back to your list of questions. So that's what the FAQ stands for, frequently asked questions. You always want to answer the questions. So it's almost like stating the problem and the solution in the same sentence is what AI search wants. Um, so there's some quick wins that you can do this week. If you haven't asked ChatGPT or anything to write you something, you can write a clear 120 to 200 word answer for each. And this is criteria that you can copy and paste um, into an AI search. But due to antitrust policies, I can't go into details of different, topics. You guys can figure those out. But the more clear you are when asking for something, the better result you would get. So if you ask ChatGPT to write you a clear blog about the state of the market and maybe tag a particular city and anything that you want to focus on, it will give you something nice. It will share its feedback, but again, you have to be the expert to vet it and make sure it's not making something up. Um, this is a great place to get Q&A as well. MiamiRealtors.com is a great source for just so many things happening in the news, things that are happening in legislation. Grabbing one of our articles and asking it to summarize it, give you the top 3 bullet points that you can speak about, is going to be an easy win for anyone creating content. Miami puts out the monthly stats. We have our news day. Some of you or all of you may get the emails that go out per county by our chief of communications and our chief economist. These are first party stats. These are not third party stats. These are directly from our MLS that everyone has access to. Grab a snippet of that, have it summarized, have it give you some ideas on what you can do to generate content or talk about it. Those are all easy wins. And then, of course, give the criteria. Do you want something long? Do you want something short? Do you want it for social media? Do you want it for your website? Do give it that criteria so it can give you something back that's pretty legible. So some of the prompt recipes that I call them are, listing description. You're a real estate copywriter. Write a warm, vivid 120 word listing for a 3-2 in whatever neighborhood and highlight the features. Include a 1 sentence call to action. So listings, many people in the profession struggle with listings. Just putting up a listing with the minimal criteria doesn't always help you. Um, some of the ones that are a little bit more colorful, I should say, that kind of describe things and sell them, describe a home, describe a property, gets attention. So these are examples of things that you can do. You can make this your own, how you would speak normally, update these to do it. If you're friendly and professional, do that. If you're direct and to the point, set the tone so it sounds more like you. Um, the FAQ answer builder. I've mentioned this a couple times. Explain for a first-time home buyer, how much down payment do I need in blank city? Use plain English so it's easy to understand. Make it 120 to 180 words and bullet the steps. End with what to do next. So if you haven't done this exercise yet, I definitely recommend doing this one. And you'd be thrilled at some of the answers you'd get. Now, again, you're the expert, so make sure that you vet it and make sure it's not creating something that's ridiculous. Um, there are so many other examples that you can ask. You can, if you have a website, you can ask ChatGPT to analyze your website and offer some criteria for specific pages for SEO. Help me generate new content off of my website. Give it the topics. I want to promote a new property listing. How do I produce engaging social media captions? Ask it very direct questions. And if you haven't been a marketer for a long time or you're new to this, ask it for help. Say, I'm new and I would like some help. What do I do next? But you do want to establish who you are. You do want to ask long questions. Um, the more specific you are in a long question, the better of an answer you'll get. So be very specific. If the first answer isn't perfect, that's fine. You can always chat and talk more. And as you go, you can ask ChatGPT to give me step by step or give me one step at a time, not 10 bullet points, and let me consume it. And ChatGPT will do what you ask for the most part. And this is a popular one. A lot of people are doing create a content outline for living in a neighborhood. This really showcases your expertise. This showcases your knowledge. This helps you really speak to your clients in a different manner. So again, you may not be the best speaker, you may not be the best writer, and that's okay. Remember, AI search and AI tools are your friends. They will help you learn and do. The human interaction in this industry is not going away for a long time. So getting the help by being able to speak about a neighborhood better or more eloquently, utilize the tools and let them help you do that. And in return, as you chat with any of these engines, they learn from you. They learn from what you're saying. They're going to uh, keep a small memory of certain things. Now, one thing that I don't have listed in the slides is if you're an avid user of ChatGPT, ask it to help you update the memory. ChatGPT does have a memory feature, and you do want it to know who you are. You do want it to understand the specifics of your professional career and business. What you want to do is take out any fluff, anything that it's saved that's jargon, anything that it's saved that's you just having a conversation that you don't want it to remember. You should update the memory. It helps with the answers. You'll get better answers by maintaining the memory in ChatGPT. The other engines are not that sophisticated. Some of them don't remember. You may have to start a conversation again or go into an old conversation. But organizing your conversations and your prompts is a win. If you're used to creating content, it should come naturally. If you're not used to creating content, um, you do want to kind of learn the engines and you can ask them for help. Say, how do I do a thing with you? And whatever the thing is, more than likely it's going to give you a decent answer that you can follow along. So when it comes to search engine assistant prompt, if you have a website and you want ideas on keywords, you want to build more pages, some of these questions and statements that I have here are the best that helps you pull out what it can find on the internet, match it against what you're doing, and give you something really substantial to work with. So list 12 long tail search questions sellers ask in a city. So a long tail search is just a more than 3 word question. What are people looking for in a specific city? Are they looking for a beach? Are they looking for a high rise? Are they looking for entertainment? Are they looking for schools? Have the engines come up with questions for you and then return give it answers about your expertise. So if you have the website, you can ask about themes. How do I update my page, my titles? What would improve the content on this page? You can suggest internal links between different pages. And this helps with the user experience. How do people navigate within your website? If you've gone to a Wikipedia page and you'll see a link to something else, if you see a link to, say it's about gardening and it's a link to a pumpkin vine and you click it, it'll take you to a new page. Within your website, that's the same. So you can ask for all types of help, uh, technical, non-technical, anything like that with these engines. And again, they learn from you and they're going to learn from your websites, your social media, anything like that. Now, social and video prompts. I've talked about ChatGPT a lot. Gemini by Google is actually really great for helping you come up with some fantastic prompts for YouTube, for TikTok, for Instagram. Um, Something we've done in my experience is have a video, we've written a description, but we've given the video link to Gemini and said, hey, please help me with a catchy title that's factual, that's fun, and help me with the thumbnail descriptions, help me with chapters. And it will go through and review your video on TikTok, YouTube, or wherever, and help you with the transcript or either give you the prompts that you're asking for, like a title, the captions. Now, search engines change all the time. AI engines change all the time. So Gemini may say, I'm not able to do this right now, or I can't do this. Ask it in a different way. Ask it to help you. Ask it, how can I ask you this that where you'll understand? And one of the best usage for these types of prompts is, a lot of us struggle with writer's block for social media and blog content. Creating content out of thin air is not always easy. Um, Again, ask ChatGPT to brainstorm content ideas for you. It'll come up with a dozen ideas. It'll come up with video ideas, post ideas, articles for you to build off of, and all of these things will establish your expertise, experience, and so forth. You can use it for your content, and it's going to pick it back up at some point. So someone may search for you and find this content. I'll give you a great example that happened at Miami with the commercial summit earlier this year. There were three people that never knew Miami Realtors existed, and they found us through Perplexity, and they bought tickets on Eventbrite. And Perplexity loves Miami. I think we're only second to NAR, as they're a bigger entity and they have a lot more content that's organized a certain way and so forth. So we're working on it, but everything that is in this slide deck that I'm going over are tried and true methods. And this is really kind of still the start of just establishing your accounts, making sure your information online is accurate and so forth. But it helps. It helps big time. All right, guys, we're going pretty quick. We're not too far away from the end. Are there any questions right now?
Yeah, Sean, I have a few. Okay,
Yep,
this first one goes back to the FAQ question. Um, the person asks, should the FAQ portion be on their website, and is there anywhere else they should post the FAQs besides the website?
absolutely, absolutely. If you do not have a LinkedIn account, I suggest getting a LinkedIn account. There's other places like Reddit forums, Reddit. There are Facebook pages. There are your own Instagram, your YouTube. Record a video of you talking about the frequently asked questions. There's so many other places that you can put this content, and it's not just strictly to your website. Your website's a starting point. Um, and if you don't have a website, that's fine. Have a LinkedIn page, have a Facebook page, have an Instagram page. This is not uncommon to not have a website, but have a social media presence, because what that does is establishes you as a real person. AI wants real people. They want real answers. So having a frequently asked questions, there's no limitations on where you can put it. Now, be mindful of what you have and where you put in terms of antitrust if you're working with other people, but I don't really think I've come across any problems with you showcasing your expertise. What's another one, Kevin? I hope that answers that one for you.
That's all I got for now, man.
Okay. All right. So there are many other engines. Copilot is one. Copilot's by Microsoft. It does use some of ChatGPT's resources to fuel the back end of it. It does give you different answers. It does help you do different things. And I'm going to give you a chart that kind of gives you a very quick overview of what the different ones do and what they're better at. Um, but I want you to take action and experiment. Use anything from this deck, use anything that you can dream of and ask. Create something. Part one, create. Use ChatGPT to draft the frequently asked questions for you. What are the most common home buying questions? Write me some FAQs, right? See what it comes up with. You do want to address the tone, more conversational, less formal. You do want to have it help you with any type of information you don't know, keeping up with the latest trends or information on something. Uh, you can always ask it. And again, ask it to tell you the truth. And if it doesn't know, say, I don't know. So part two of this is validate. So if you've went to ChatGPT and you've gotten some FAQs, put it in another engine, put it in Copilot, put it in Claude, put it in Perplexity, and have it vet the information you receive from the other one and see what it comes up with. And again, speaking to different engines, and you're not going to have time to do it all the time, and that's fine, but speaking to different engines lets that engine get a taste of you, your business, anything you share with it. So I've mentioned tools. Here are some tools. Everyone has a free usage, and you can subscribe for more. Some of you may be paying for a $20 or $200 version of ChatGPT. There's pros and cons to everything. You know your budget, you know what you need. For the most part, any of the free options for these tools have small limitations. Maybe there's 5, 10 prompts a day. Plenty to get your feet wet, plenty enough to give you a taste of what it can do. And you know, the more you talk, the more you feed, the more it learns. There's no guarantee again of you getting found somewhere, but that serves true with social media and traditional search. But the idea is that use these engines, use Claude, use Gemini, use Copilot, have them help you draft ideas and letters. Um, a lot of people are saying that they have ChatGPT answer their emails and respond automatically. As a person that's in a human business, I'm going to beg of you and urge you to keep the human aspect and reply to your emails. Maybe have them summarize or have you this email that I wrote sounds rigid. Can you make it sound softer? All that's great, but keep the human aspect. Um, at some time, the more you use this, the more you'll realize that it does start speaking a certain way, and you are going to be able to recognize AI generated content at some point. But with ChatGPT, content drafts, ideas, brainstorming, anything like that, it's fantastic at. It does search the web live. Any of the data that they've used for these models are not new. They're probably a year old. Sometimes ChatGPT still says Bing Chat, but it's called Copilot. So you do have to be aware of those things. And that's why the exercise and the previous slide was copy and paste something you've gotten from one engine into another. Copilot's great for live web stuff, live web searches through Bing and Google, and great for citations. It is Microsoft backed. And then we have Claude. Claude is another company. It has a very big window for documents. So if you have a 40-page something to look at and you want a summary page by page, you want a summary chapter by chapter, Claude does an excellent job. ChatGPT does as well. Claude formulates it in layman's terms, takes out jargon by default without you having to ask it. And Gemini, YouTube search, content creation for help with YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, any video stuff, Gemini is a lot better at than the other engines. Um, and that it is helpful. And Perplexity, if you haven't heard of Perplexity, Perplexity is different than the rest that I just mentioned. Perplexity actually is a search engine of its own that ties into all the other ones that we've mentioned and even more. There are way more AI chatbots out there than the ones listed here. Perplexity gets the summaries. Perplexity is doing its own news articles now. I actually read a lot of news coming from Perplexity because it will look at Wall Street Journal and Fox and CNN and every outlet and give you a summary of what that news is. So the way that we search, the way that we learn, it's all changing. And being part of this now and establishing your brand, if you haven't done so, is only going to help you in the long run. And there are other tools like Jasper and SEMrush that we're not going to get into, or Hootsuite too much. Jasper is a tool that's an AI content writer. It helps you write content quicker, smoother, and even automates to your social media. SEMrush is a tool used to build your search engine optimization with your website. And it also does AI search right now. We actually utilize the tool here in-house. Hootsuite, if you haven't used Hootsuite, it's a great tool as well. And again, there are thousands of tools out there. These are just some of the bigger ones that we use that are proven for what we do. Hootsuite lets you automate all your social media. It does give you AI content guidance as well of its own. I'm not sure what the root is. I'm pretty sure it's ChatGPT, but it is another great tool that can help you with any of your content journey and your brand. So some of the case studies that we've done here are faster social media. AI assisted social media can help you with drafts. It can help you with different audiences that you've never thought about, locally, domestically, abroad. As you know, our market gets the most international buyers and investors. Understand something from their culture, and you can engage with them better with a social media post. Have the AI engines help you. It's only going to continue to establish you as a expert in the field, and you're you're learning new things about a different culture to get new audiences. There are very small limitations. And then back to the answer authority, the FAQ guide pages, more AI answer visibility. The more questions you answer, the better it is for you getting picked up in any type of AI search or search engine in general. And you know, there are a ton of realtor problems, and I'll list out a couple without getting too deep. The problem, I spend too much time writing property descriptions. The solution is use ChatGPT to draft the engaging listing. It'll give you a description in seconds. You can tweak it, make your personal touches. I've mentioned that before. It's hard to respond to every lead or email. Um, deploy a ChatGPT autoresponder to say that, hey, if there's any question for my FAQs, I can answer them for you. And if they're not, I can connect you with a human. And that's maybe a bit more technical. It doesn't do that out the gate, but there are a lot of different capabilities. Um, if you're not sure about topics, you want to find out about market data. Keeping up with the market data is overwhelming, especially now. So Miami does give you a lot of that firsthand information that we thoroughly vet, and it is used by other outlets like Realtor.com and so forth. So if you ask Claude or ChatGPT, can you summarize this page on Miami Realtors for me, and pull out the top stats that would help me achieve A, B, and C with this particular client or my content? It will help you and pinpoint it for you. What these engines are great at doing is summarizing and regurgitating information. It despite what you can read online and hear on TV and stuff, they are not solving the cure for cancer and stuff like that. Yeah, at least not yet. But they will give you a summary of a gigantic medical documentation and give you the points that you want to know. So it's no different for this industry. Um, there's so many things you can find out about local markets because these search engines, these AI engines are picking up stuff about restaurants, neighborhoods. They're picking up different stats for areas on their own. So all the local market update stuff, anything that you can share that you're a knowledgeable person about on your website, on your social media, and share back into the engine is good for you. So more conversation is good. Um, let's see. I have a laundry list of topics that I've heard from members like yourself and other industry expert leaders. Um, if you want to find out more about those, email Kevin or I, and we're going to be able to kind of strike some things out so we don't break any antitrust rules or anything and share them with you. Um, but quite a few people that we know have updated their listings with the help of ChatGPT and others, and they've definitely gotten more engagement. They've gotten more boost. It's helped their business. So, these things are helpful to help you. And the more that you're helped by these things, the more you're going to be picked up by them. Another interactive exercise here for you is pair and share. Pick one client question you hear weekly, draft an email letter about it, have 4 bullet points that you can use to speak. You can have it generated in a different language. Um, you know, Swap it with a friend in the industry and get some feedback, what they think. Another exercise is add a tone of voice, add an audience. So I'm looking for a luxury buyer who expects a certain level of expertise and professionalism. Ask it to craft something like that for you and see what you get. So we're almost done here, and thank you guys for hanging on. Pitfalls to avoid: copy and pasting without fact checking. Please, please, please. What you see, don't believe everything you see on TV. Don't always believe everything you see in AI. For the most part, it is pretty accurate when there are citations leading to reputable sites and people like yourself. More than likely, you can trust it. Jargon heavy post. I suffer from this myself. Half my career has been in IT, half has been in marketing. So I try to eliminate jargon. Real answers, like you're speaking to your mom, your parents, your brother, your neighbor, is what you want. Making it too complex is not going to get you found any quicker. And inconsistent information, name, address, phone number across the web. Um, Publishing in 2023 and never looking at that content on your website or updating it or your social media. Hey, I have an update from a post I did a few years back. I know it can be challenging to remember what you've done in the past, but um, make some notes, make a reminder, and always update your information. And letting AI do all the speaking for you is it will hurt you. We've already seen some instances of it here, and you do want to give it your touch. Let it help you create something, but give it your touch. Accessibility and trust on anything you do, your websites, your creative content, you want to make sure that it's legible. You want to make sure that your font isn't something too crazy that's hard to read. If you have a lot of experience in local ties, make sure that your biographies on local news outlets, Miami Herald, anywhere you've been mentioned, any podcast, anything you've done, make sure that they have your proper title and experience. Again, LinkedIn is a great place that is very underutilized by realtors. There are a ton of people that are searching for homes that wouldn't even think to look for a professional on LinkedIn. It's a great place and establishes your expertise, how long you've been doing it, any credentials that you may have earned, certificates, and also what you specialize in. Is it luxury? Is it new homes? Is it single family, multifamily, whatever? You guys can figure that out. And then always update, when you do something on social media, there's a date. So you can go back and look and change. So be aware of that. And then reviews, testimonials. When you get a review on Google or Facebook or anywhere, thank them, respond. Don't just let it go. It's a conversation. So that response is showing that you care. And if you don't have reviews, start getting them because I know you've had clients, you've had friends and family you've helped. Get the reviews and don't just get something that's, hey, thanks, you did a great job. Have them encourage your audience to say something thoughtful about what you help them do, and that is super helpful. Trust is very big. Imagine it this way. You ask your neighbor, hey, I've got a leak in my house. Do you know a good plumber? They say, yeah, I know a guy. His name is Kevin. He's great, right? Give him a call. Everyone in here has done that, right? AI is that. AI is that entity that's vouching for someone. If you ask it who's the best in the city, it may say you. And again, this is why I say ask AI to give it to you straight. Don't make up anything. And then index you properly. Say, hey, I am the expert in these things, and here's my website, here's my LinkedIn, check it out. You do want to try these things. And here's your 10-step checklist. If you've already done all these things, fantastic. Kudos. It's going to help you. Just keep doing it and being consistent. You want quality over quantity. Claim and polish any online profiles that you have. Google, Facebook, Realtor.com, LinkedIn. These are things that you can control. You can control the narrative of who you are and what you've done, your expertise. Please, I beg you, update these things. It's only going to help you so much. Make sure that your addresses, your phone numbers everywhere on your website, local directories, Chamber of Commerce, city, make sure that they're updated. It takes a few minutes, but if you give yourself a goal, I do one thing one day. I take 5 minutes to set up a Google profile. I take 5 minutes tomorrow to do a Facebook. Very quickly, you'll have things done. This is not overwhelming. It can be, but you don't have to make it overwhelming. List 10 real client questions. We've went over that quite a bit. Publish 3 Q&As this month, new home buyer, investor, luxury buyer, whatever it is. Upgrade one high value page on your website. If you have a website and you haven't updated it in a while, please do so. It's still very important to establishing credibility and trust. Remember, people still do search for you in regular search engines. Add internal links in your website or have a link from your Instagram to your website or to something else. Hey, if you haven't connected with me on LinkedIn, check that out. Post 5 social updates, 1 a week, 2 a week, that point to your content on your website, anywhere else. Try to do 1. If you're not great at social media, that's okay. No one's perfect, but doing 1 or 2 now and again really does help. If you close the deal with the happy client, ask them if they can do a video, post it online. That establishes a lot of credibility. You know, and again, test your prompts for listings, for FAQs, for reviews, for content, for expertise, or even your own understanding. Hey, I want to understand what this new big, beautiful law is. Can you help me out? Help me understand this. And then set a reminder. Maybe not 30 days, but set reminders to go back and make sure that your content is fresh and so forth. And you don't even have to do a lot. To get found, you have to do a lot, but to be established and have people find you, you don't have to do a lot. You can do a couple of posts, couple of interactions, and you're well on your way. Actions and steps. Like I said, start small. One tool, one case, one win. So start with ChatGPT, have it do some frequently asked questions, and you have a win. Be clear, be concise, local answers for your clients, and build trust with AI. Build trust with your clients, you build trust with AI. Document what works, keep notes, keep a notepad. Hey, this worked, this didn't work. And then questions on any of this so far?
Yeah, Sean, I have a few more questions to build up in the queue. Um, Somebody asked why they should use Gemini to generate prompts instead of ChatGPT.
So it's not a matter of why. It's going to come down to preference and what you feel is best based on your interaction with an AI. In my particular experience, the latest version of Gemini has produced better video transcripts. We've been able to translate those transcripts to different languages easily from Gemini. It's really just goes through YouTube quite well. YouTube is a Google property. They do own YouTube, and they make changes all the time. So this week, Gemini may be doing something great with YouTube, and next week, it doesn't. But this is why you test. This is why you experiment. Test Claude, test Google, test Gemini, test ChatGPT. They all have their own superpowers. Claude had a massive string of updates in the last few weeks that help people with coding, that help people with uh, scientific briefs, that help realtors. Um, Write clear information. So definitely try everyone. For us personally, it was Gemini. What else, Kevin? What do we got?
Yeah. Okay. Next question. So somebody asked if they're creating Instagram Reels to answer frequently asked questions, will AI pick up on that, or do they need to put that information in the caption or somewhere else?
You do need a caption. You do need some type of write-up. Absolutely. Uh, AI engines are not always grabbing information from images unless you put it in. So if you made a great flyer and you've used one of our beautiful Canva templates or something, and you've co-branded, AI doesn't necessarily pick up the images yet. It's still kind of I would say, ongoing work in progress process. They're not picking up images, so having a description is always key. Now with TikTok or a reel, you may not be able to put anything, right? There are the limitations, and that's fine. Uh, but everything else you've done does get something. So what we've gotten into practice here is if we've done a reel, we do a post about it somewhere else, talking about the same info. So there is a text-based part of it.
And Sean, I think you mentioned also like if you're doing something on an FAQ, it would also be wise to link back to the website somehow, some way, right?
Absolutely. So say you did a small series on TikTok or Instagram, and you did 1 minute videos answering 5 questions from an FAQ. First time home buyer, you'd be surprised how many first time home buyers there still are. If you're not already, I know I am, and you guys do this every day. If you answered 5 questions, one video, 1 minute, one video, 30 seconds. You can drop your website. You can add your LinkedIn. We do it at Miami often. We share a link. We share a link to registration. We share a link to something that all helps out in being found in the search. Um, like I'd mentioned before, our events are being found by people out of state that have been flying in for events. So rock the market. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, we still have some left. It's going to sell out to the 19th, but we have people coming from different places because they found us because of the snippets we've done on LinkedIn and Instagram where we have those small descriptions. So they're valuable.
Cool. Next question. If somebody uses Wix for their website services, should they be implementing keywords for their SEO, or is there any other place SEO can be implemented besides their website?
So absolutely, right? Let's start with the website. Wix has made tremendous strides in the industry, and anyone can say it's good or bad. Wix is a good platform, and it does have a lot of capability in helping you establish great SEO. Um, I'm not sure how technical it's gotten, but I'm pretty sure it's easy. And you have to remember when it comes to SEO for your website that If someone searched for best neighborhood in South Florida, best schools, your article reflects that. So the criteria with SEO for the website is pretty easy with a platform like Wix. Wix does all the technical things in the background. You just have to make sure that your content matches and it's going to be picked up in a search. So write about things that people are searching for. Write about things that your clients are asking you about for any social media, but especially your website. So the example I gave you earlier was if I went to Google and I searched for who gets the dog in the divorce, I don't know that Kevin and Sean's family attorneys at law exist, but because they wrote an article about who got the dog in the divorce, that's how they got picked up in that particular search. And it's going to be the very same for AI, especially with the questions. It's an answer engine. Everything here is an answer engine. It's conversational. So Wix is a great platform. Search engine optimization on other platforms. The second largest search engine after Google right now is YouTube. ChatGPT and Perplexity are gaining massive ground very quickly, but there is YouTube optimization, search engine optimization for YouTube. You do make sure that your title matches the content that you're writing. Your content that you wrote in the description matches your video. Do chapters, do different things where you break up a long video into chapters and it gets better visibility on YouTube for algorithms for their SEO. So I hope that helps. All the other platforms are different. They have different algorithms and different workings, but if you follow best practice of keeping your information accurate and being the expert that you are, you will get found. And maybe you won't get found and go viral, but you will get some clients, you will get notoriety. It's a real thing.
Next question. Somebody asks, don't we risk saturating the internet with AI generated content that is all from the same sources, just with variations?
Yes. So I mentioned earlier briefly, AI will punish you at some point for copying and pasting. AI is summarizing what's already out there and regurgitating it back exactly like that question. So where you come in is making it your own, making it authentic. You're going to know the little nook and cranny of a neighborhood better than AI. You're going to know about a school district because your kids went there or your kid is going there. You're going to be able to really speak to your clients in a way AI is not. So an example of this is if you go to Publix right now, you go to a grocery store and you go to the bread aisle, what do you see? You see a sea of bread. You see an entire aisle with all kinds of bread. And they're selling, at least we think they are, right? So your uniqueness by having AI be your assistant and not your copy and paste, AI works for you. You're still the smart person here. AI hasn't outsmarted us yet. And your human expertise, your creativity, your genuine care for your clients can't be replaced. So when you get a description from AI, when you get content from AI, you get a summary, make sure that you put your 2 cents on it. Is the biggest part of you getting found anywhere.
Awesome. Thank you. Somebody wants to know, what does live web mean in Copilot?
Live web means it's the active internet search right now. So it will search the actual web for you and find answers. And you're going to say, oh, ChatGPT does it and Claude does it. So they do. But the data that they have is not accurate. It's not 2025 for the most part. If you ask ChatGPT right now, and you could do it right now, how new is your data? It's going to probably say June 2024. It's probably going to call something that it isn't called anymore. For example, ChatGPT still refers to Copilot as Bing Chat, and sometimes it says that Google Gemini is Bart or Bard. That's what it was codenamed before a few years ago. So the data that they're trained on is different than a live web search. A live web search will give you accurate information that's happening right now. At least we hope it does.
Are you comfortable answering ethics questions, Sean?
Yeah, all day.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Somebody wanted to know, is it ethical to get a review from friends and family?
It depends, right? So my personal experience is if they've known your abilities and seen it and witnessed it and have worked with you firsthand, absolutely. If they can vouch for you in terms of your credibility, I would suggest LinkedIn. I would suggest a Facebook comment, a like, not necessarily a Google review or a Trustpilot review or a Yelp review. So industry best practice does not necessarily govern. There's not law of ethic right now saying that you can ask friends and family, but there are other places they can do it. It doesn't have to be a Google review. So if they've never actually worked with you, but they've seen your work, um, see what it sounds like. It could be good. It could be a good Google review. Um, they're vouching for your credibility, is what they're doing. So it goes back to my example about the plumber. I asked Kevin, "Hey, do you know a good plumber?" He's like, "Yeah, I know a guy." Right? Your friends and family, hopefully they know what you do, and they know that you're proud of what you do, and they know that you're good at it, and they can vouch for that. Have them say something on your LinkedIn, because they may be an accountant, they may be anything, right? Interact with them. That's all credibility. It establishes you as a real person. So scams and different things are going to get crazier. We had one internally this week where someone or AI hijacked employee and just made a comment. No harm, no foul. It wasn't big, but things are going to get more sophisticated. Scammers are going to get more sophisticated. So making sure that all your records are accurate and everything you say is true is going to be beneficial.
Last question. What's your opinion on Grok?
That's an interesting one. Until it actually and this is a little bit technical, so if you're not technical, I apologize. Um, Grok is fast. Performance doesn't really matter unless you're actually doing something that requires it. So you have Grok tied into an app that you've made or something. Um, there's bias that we haven't talked about, and we'd probably talk about in another session deeper. There are a lot of bias in different things because a chat AI engine is still trying to figure out what is real, what is not. Um, it's going to try to be unbiased, but certain systems are a little bit more biased. It's been proven, and it's going to boil down to what you believe and so forth. As far as Grok as an engine and its bias or not biasness, I'm not able to comment on that. But if you do one line of Google or social media, you'll see what is happening in the real world. As a platform, it does give great information, but it does not give you real-time accurate information on Twitter or trends or anything yet. When it does, I think that would be super helpful for this in any industry. Yep.
Awesome.
So
What else you got, Sean? If you could wrap up here in
yeah,
about
let's wrap up,
10
guys.
minutes,
Thank you for the
that'd be great.
time. So here's a list of resources. If you've not gone to any of these, yeah, you can definitely check them out. One a day, 5 minutes a day, play with them. Not even a day, one a week. They're not going away. They keep evolving, but your content and who you are is more important right now. Um, and recommended tools, generate text ideas, and they all generate text. They all generate ideas. They all do very similar things. This is just based on what we've used here at Miami and our own experiences, that how we came up with this. And then where to hire technical help. I'm not sponsoring any of these or anything like that. These are just places that you can Google and find yourself. But Fiverr for freelancers for websites, SEO content. Upwork is a large pool of freelancers. And with AI actually taking jobs and local college grads are not getting hired, maybe you know someone that has a son or daughter that's a grad that maybe can help with some marketing or help you do some things. Internships of students, and of course referrals from your trusted network. So any of that, if you need the help, you're too busy or are not interested, there's so many places you can find help. And once again, I'm Sean Maraj. You can reach me at any time. You will get this deck. You can scan this QR code. It has my information, Miami social accounts. If you don't follow us on social media, we're doing a lot of different content and a lot of beneficial stuff about the products and services and new things that we're doing that'll help everyone here. So again, thank you for the time, guys. Any other last questions? Nope.
Well, if you like this presentation, we're definitely going to be plugging in Sean a whole lot more coming up in the future. He's a fantastic resource. Be sure to scan this QR code. He's a good friend of mine and a very knowledgeable person. So he is a resource of yours. He is an employee of or a professional of Miami Realtors, and so he's always there to help. And with that, thank you so much for tuning in today's class. And we'll see you next week. I think I can pull up the schedule really quick. I will be sending you not only the link to this recording, but I will be sending you links to register for other classes. And so next week, We have Overcoming Objections, both in English and Spanish. So if you're looking to up your script game and figure out how to do better when people tell you no, that's a great class for you to attend. And until next time, thank you so much for attending today. We'll see you all very soon. Go out there and kill it.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm going to be on my laptop.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I have a full purse.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm eating before I leave.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm sneaking out for showing.
We're YPN leaders.
Of course we're going to be creating content.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm signing up for classes.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm Capacito obsessed.
I'm a YPN leader. Of course I'm going to crash the next happy hour.
If I'm on my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me?